I'm hello, the lights turn gold. Temper that P till you lose control. Psychic Stallone on the microphone. Spirit in the mix.
Everyone at home, me and my boy, Fizzy Phil, this is what's happening. All right, I'm always going to have the Psychic Stallone Pizzy podcast, but me and Phil, Lizzie Lick and Ludeke, we are doing the Phil Squared podcast, where we are going to be talking about everything. It's not going to be primarily as much of the psychic kind of stuff, but Phil Squared, look, we vibed the moment that we met, you know, and like literally, like I was in my corner at the bar, you know. Listen, when we all have our social places, and I don't know, I vibed with you, and look at where we are now. You know, like I was like, come here, and I was like, okay, this is a vibe. And yo, Phil brings in an aspect that is just so much different from my 3-ring shit show. And also his accent is just Lizzie lickin' lustrous. So yeah, if you want to like really introduce yourself really quick, it's a perfect opportunity to do so.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And also like, thank you for just us connecting. Me and Phil, like he said, we met on like the craziest situation in the bar. He was just sitting in this little dark corner and, you know, like his sunglasses on, and one of our mutual friends introduced us.
Who was that, by the way?
Dusty.
Dusty.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dustin.
Yes. So he introduced us, and in my head I was like, I'm not going to talk to this guy. He has his sunglasses on at night, and he just sits in a corner by himself. Like, you know, like he was always in the same corner. And then we connected, and everybody walked away. And for everybody that does know me, it's like I always show up at the bar in my suit because I come from work.
Yes, because he's a boss-ass bitch, and he does things right.
Correct.
Right.
I don't like to change out of my outfit. You know, I feel like go get drunk, have fun, and then go home. And he was fixing my tie, and then he's like, I want you to teach me how to fold a tie. And
it was the 3, because I know how to do a regular tie, but it was like the tri-fold.
I did a double Windsor.
The double Windsor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. By the way, everyone at home, look, I might like seem like a 3-ring shit show, but I could sit and talk quantum physics and everything in between. Like, I'm obsessed with listening to TED Talks and everything else. Look, this is me. I actually love you for bringing in because we need that balance. We need that balance of the 3-ring shit show, the like, shit that no one wants to talk about, which is what I talk about. And then you being like a little bit more conservative, which is what I love, like our playback and dynamic of. So yes, keep on going. Sorry. You know I'm ADHD.
He's ADHD.
Come in.
But if anybody ever had to go through me and Phil's text messages, so for me to teach him how to fold a double Windsor, I think I texted him, I said top, bottom, bottom, top, go around, and then top, bottom. And that just means over, under, around, over, under. And
what was my response? Probably like, what the fuck are you?
No, literally.
Are you a top or a bottom?
In all honesty, he never responded. So the next time we saw each other,
I was so confused.
That's when we were really, really connected. And we actually ended up starting hanging out that night. So we started hanging out together. And the rest was history.
I love it. Well, like, I want you to talk more about, so within the Phil Squared podcast that we're going to be doing, Phil really wants to bring in the relationship kind of aspect to the Pizzy Pod. He wants to, you know, discuss what are your primary objectives in what you want the audience to hear within our podcast, the Phil Squared podcast, which, by the way, bitches, you better go follow the Phil Squared podcast. You better go follow Phil Stallone on Instagram. You better go follow the Psychic Stallone on the Tizzy TikTok. Listen. And Phil, what's your Phil Ludeke on?
Yes. So just Phil Ludeke on Instagram.
Make sure you use.
Yeah, so it will be PHILLIPLUDEKE. And yes, for Instagram and TikTok. But the Phil Squared podcast, you know, like we said, it's that we don't have a specific, this is exactly what's going to be. But one of the aspects we really want to bring in well, maybe me, that's when we started talking about this podcast. We really want to bring in giving advice for relationships, regular life advice, because we all go through situations in life. We all do. And I just feel like people that have gone through certain of those situations, they obviously have a different aspect of a view. And sometimes when you, in conversation, you're talking about your point of view, you can teach somebody else about things that they could see earlier or later. And the whole idea is just to be there for each other. I remember, especially like 3 years ago, I went through divorce and I looked at all my friends, and obviously none of them have experienced any of that. So there was nobody for me to go to get any advice of how we should feel or how do we get started to start processing what is the next step. I was just kind of left alone and dealing with the situations. Also, for a lot of people that know, like, I'm South African.
Yeah.
I love that accent.
He's the whitest
love
South
it, love
African. That's his quote.
Yeah.
Not mine. Not
I'm
mine.
South African. And one of the things I experienced the most when I came to this country is it was like, why are you white? So since then, my joke is, well, I'm the whitest African you'll ever meet. But getting back to the South African, like part of our heritage and the way we grow up, like our families really truly believe that you fight through things. My parents itself, like my dad has done some stuff in his past, and my mother's like, she stayed with him the whole time. And they actually just celebrated their 43rd wedding anniversary.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
That is literally,
That's
that's
goals.
like,
Goals.
we've lost the ability to have Lizzie like in love. My grandparents, they're like 99 now.
Oh my
Both of them.
goodness.
Also, I want to see that Phil Squared podcast. That microphone
beautiful.
is blocking it. I need look at
There
that.
we go.
That is a Phil Squizzy Squared Pizzy podcast. But keep going. Sorry, you know that I'm ADHD.
Can I just chime in really quick and just say
Absolutely.
that is just incredible that your parents celebrated 43 years. People just don't work out relationship wise anymore. They don't
Correct.
communicate properly, and they give up. So I think that's
it's
amazing
because
that you talk
the
about it.
swiping.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like 100%.
Ridiculous. I mean,
agree.
I come from a generation. I'm
I
sorry.
love that you brought up the fact that people don't communicate
They don't.
correctly. One of my beliefs is, and I truly believe in
What's
this,
the number?
I believe that a relationship is work every single day. Like, I feel like a couple should be able to wake up in the morning or when they get back from work after a day they've had, and they will just sit there and, sometimes you're tired and you don't really want to invest in anything at that point of time.
Exactly. The
tired.
key word, invest.
Correct. But that is when I feel
Loyalty.
like-
What is it? Chivalry is dead.
Yes, it
Literally.
doesn't exist.
Literally.
You know what I think it is? Can I just say something? I have to chime in because I'm from a generation where, we didn't use words like stalking or what are those keywords now?
Stalking.
Well, yeah. No, like when I say stalking, you guys would call it stalking in this generation. But I came from a generation, we didn't have those words where you said avoidant, anxious avoidant, and this
Oh my
and that.
God. Yeah.
Those-
With the Gen
that's
Z,
It's
listen.
ridiculous.
If you're a Gen Z, listen, okay? Y'all need to relax, okay? You need to take a chill pill and a Zizzy Xanax, okay? When you listen to my Pizzy Pod and Phil Squared, he's a little bit more like lenient, but y'all need to relax, okay? Relax. Take a goddamn chill pill, all right? Because I'm going to say things that might be cringe, all right? This is cringe, but it is what it is.
Well, I just want to say, so I come from a generation, when I had a boyfriend when I was a teenager, it was no big deal. We get into an argument, we hang up on each other. But you know what? We'd argue,
Get
fight,
over
hang
it.
up on each other, right? And then he would come to my house and bang on the door.
Yeah.
Well, do you think my dad was like, you're a stalker, you can't come in? You don't hear about that stuff anymore, It's like, you just don't talk. That's what you do. You
Right.
just don't talk.
Mm.
And by not talking, nothing gets worked out. The
Mm.
only way you guys are going to understand each other is to communicate and just
100%.
talk it out,
Yeah,
And it might not be perfect. No relationship is, right?
that's the thing. The grass is not always greener on
Nope.
the other side.
People run away and they go start something else and whatever. And not only that, men
That's
chased women.
Is in
And
fact
now I
the
see
case.
women chase
Chasing
men.
men.
And I've never seen such a thing in my life. I mean,
Well, you know what? I like that. I support women being boss ass bitches. I love my girls.
I love being pursued. Are you kidding me? I will never pursue
Well,
a
I
man.
like it both ways. See, that's the
I
difference.
don't-
See, this is the one thing I'll give y'all Gen Zs, all right? That, you're at least making moves. I do appreciate that. But when you guys get all up about things, it just gives me anxiety.
But you know what? It's so nice to be pursued. If you're interested,
Oh, I
you'll
agree.
you'll respond, right? But if
Yeah,
you're
right.
not, you'll just say,
But
I mean,
gender, what is it? Gender positions or whatever the hell they want to call it. I believe that, look, if a woman wants to be the more dominant person in a
oh,
relationship,
absolutely.
she should be. Why should it always be a man? But that's the thing. We have different generations.
Exactly. It's generational.
And this is the thing. A millennial can talk about it without, some of the Gen Zs that I've met, they're like, your heads are going to fucking pop open.
Mhm.
And I'm like, just relax. We could have a interesting conversation.
Yes.
But yo,
Like, take time to get to know someone. Put in the effort. That's the thing. Put in the effort. If you're truly,
I want it up in my eyes
you don't put it
and up in my forehead
I want to start with your.
because we had to.
Let me tell
focus
you.
on
I have to tell
time.
you. Yes. Can you turn this way towards me, please?
Sure thing.
I'm going to go ahead and start.
Should I sit
on-
there?
No.
Would that be better?
No, I just need your knees this
Okay.
way. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, and then I'll just kind of work around you. I might have to squat a little bit. You want to sit straight up? Because I'm going to do these areas first.
Okay.
Okay?
Phil,
Fine.
yeah.
You
if you
keep
could,
talking and we'll
yeah,
all
yeah.
chime in and I'm going to work at the same time.
Absolutely.
This is what I do.
So getting back to what I was saying, so I feel like in a relationship, people should be able to come together at the end of a long work day and, you're tired. You really don't want to work on anything. You just want to have dinner and then watch a movie or whatever you do. Doesn't matter. But at some point, I feel like in relationships, it should come to the thing. It's like, oh, today I'm at 30%. Are you able to give the 70%? Or are we both at 30%? And what are we going to do to get back to the 100%? People don't fight for that anymore. People just want to, go on their applications, find somebody else because it's not interesting anymore.
Yeah.
Or life is too hard. I need to find something else to keep myself busy with. And getting back to generations too, like this generation today, I feel it's so crazy relationships, how it works. It's so many people are in all these open relationships. And hey, if that works for you, totally support that. But it's like 80% to 90% of the population. Especially, I was married for 3 years and getting back into the dating world was like so scary for me because I realized that a lot of people do not want the same values and they don't want the same things that I want in a relationship. So they still want open relationships. And I'll never be okay with that. And I feel like there's a lot of, even my friends, a couple of my friends, they struggle with that and they don't want to go into open relationships, but they end up doing it because they feel like, okay, this is going to make my partner love me more, or this is going to make our relationship stronger. If that works for people, like I said, I'm here, I support
Wait,
it.
one sec.
Do whatever you
Can we
need.
get us filling up this space too? Because she's doing, what are we doing right now?
I'm filling in your nasal labial folds. Just
We are
getting on with
doing
it.
the vagina folds. The Lizzie licking labia folds. Sorry, okay, by the way, I did not feel that.
Okay.
I didn't feel that.
I used a cannula. I made a little incision and I'm just doing my thing. I'm going to go
Okay.
over here, but I'm going to kneel, okay? I'm going to,
Should I sit on this side of the,
Are
you sure?
yeah, just hold still for me. You're doing a great job. That's what we're doing. I went out of camera, sorry. So I'm going to squat, okay? I'm going to just turn this way, honey.
Mhm.
You're good. And I'm going to do it
Love
again.
this. We're getting right up my vagina.
It's called nasal labial folds.
Nasal labial.
folds. Okay, so go ahead, lean back. I just want you to be so comfortable. I'm just going to clean you up with some alcohol, and then I will do a massage after. Go ahead, keep talking,
Yeah.
because I'm so interested in this. I need all the relationship advice that you can give, because I'm newly
Yeah, for
divorced.
Slizzy slaying singles out there.
Uh,
Absolutely. So that's what I mean. Like, I just don't
Sorry,
think
honey.
people want to put the work in anymore. At the end of the day, I'm single. I want to meet somebody that would want to put work in for me
Mhm.
as I put the work in for them.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Because I feel like some people date to just date, okay? And that's like filling in time. I guess I'm a little bit old school. I like to date someone that I want to have a future with. I don't want to waste my time.
Called dating with intention.
Intentions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people these days, that's why it's called dating because
Right.
we're just dating. We're not in a relationship.
But is that just
So-
filling time? Is that what you're doing?
What
When
are
you
you doing?
do-
Filling
Phil.
time. So for me
Yeah.
personally, it connects to that same thing as being in an
I wanna
open
make sure-
Oh,
relationship.
open, right.
I want to
Yeah.
make sure that we get these Lizzie licking labial folds on the kizzy cam, but just really quick, and then we.
Yeah, we're listening to you.
Yes.
Okay.
So in that sense, the
Mhm.
dating, so people date without intention these days because they, we're just dating. We're going on date. We can meet different people. We're not exclusive. We don't have to explain ourselves. So we're not together. I also am the same like you, Midi. I prefer dating with intention.
Yes.
Like I personally, I feel like for me, everything is about energy,
Mhm.
and energies, when you see too many people, you have all these crazy energies that mix with each other, and it drives me insane. And then you have to remember what you told this one, and then you have to start calling people babe because there's too many people's names to remember. I can't do that. So for me, solely one person, one and done. So what she's doing right now, like she has the needle like literally right in here by Phil.
I have the cannula, and
The
I'm
cannula.
going along the nasal labial line. And what I'm going to do is I'm injecting some filler there. And usually, in most cases, I take pictures before and after. And so what I've done is I made a little incision. And I
What we
used this
did
on-
last night. You took our photos.
Yeah, but no, this I like to do a different way.
Okay.
And then there's a massage process, and
I did not feel that at all. And listen, I'm so excited. I've been wanting my vagina folds done.
you can keep
Forward to
talking,
that.
please. The thing about it is like filler. People don't understand the difference of filler and Botox. Botox relaxes muscles, okay? Filler fills in the areas where you have hollows or deep lines. Not all over your face you can use it, but look at this. We're getting very, very intimate here.
You want me to hold it?
Yeah, can you, babe? Just put some
I
pressure
have
on
a
it.
little bit of Lizzie bleeding, but that's fine.
That's normal. That's from the incision.
Oh my
And so-
God. And also, listen, I swear on everything in my life that I've never not felt pain when I had these injections.
Okay.
I swear on everything on my
I
life.
love that.
I
I
did
love that.
not feel that at all. I felt a slight,
It feels like a tugging,
it's
right?
like a
something, yeah, a little boop to get the little
not
hole.
like a boop. It's like a boop. It's literally just a boop. It's
Well, I'm
just a
glad,
boop.
because I take pride in what I do, like I said, and I don't want to hurt you. I want to make you feel comfortable.
I
and
think that
confident.
we have enough time to do a little bit of Botox, and then we'll do the
Yeah,
lips
let's
at
do it.
home later.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that. Okay, let me see.
Let's see.
But I have to do a quick massage, okay?
Mhm.
That's very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to open your mouth. This is going to get very intimate. So what I'm doing here is I'm massaging because I'm manipulating. Okay. And so
You keep manipulating. those words. So I want to get a little bit back to you, Midi.
sure.
One of
Sure.
the most interesting, you can keep massaging. So
Yes.
I'll talk, and when
My face
you're
is
done,
important.
to be able to answer.
Okay.
But me and Midi,
Yeah.
we obviously met through Stallone.
Yes,
so
we
call
did.
him Stallone, we call me Phil, because otherwise it gets way too confusing.
Are we good
Yes.
with my massage?
I'm sorry?
We're done with the massage.
Yes. How does it feel? I want to see
I-
how you look.
I don't. I had to let it settle, right?
Right. It takes
Yeah.
about 2 weeks to settle. If you
Oh my God, I'm so excited. My labial folds.
nasal labial folds.
My nasal labial folds have been folded and filled by my girl Midi.
Yes.
By the way, Midi Revamp Aesthetics in
Houston, Texas.
baby
And I'll tell you my
is
website.
the
too.
place to be. Yeah, where can
It's
people find you?
www.revamp, REVAMP, AES, that's short for aesthetics.com. So it's www.revampaes.com.
Midi Revamp AES.com.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
I just got my nasal labial folds. All right.
Filled.
She filled those. I'm having a confirmation burp.
Please.
Oh my God. And now she's going to do a little bit of Botox. We're
Yep.
running out of time,
We are.
but we will have some, right? And, it is what it is. But Phil, continue. Sorry. I just needed to say that.
So me and Midi obviously met through Phil of Stallone.
From Stallone. Yeah.
Like through one of our phone calls we had, me and her were really, really connected.
Did.
And we had a really special connection because we kind of experienced something very similar, going through very similar things in life. That being said, a divorce.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is,
Yeah, so
The
we
big
went through
D.
very divorces. It wasn't like very sad, but the emotional after effects.
Yeah.
So this is one thing that you mentioned, like this is what, when you started your TikTok, and
Yes. To
take
like
away
fill in the
time.
time. Yep.
and she started working a lot more hours. But what was one of the turning points for you when you know, like the turning points? What was one of the things that, like, okay, after this amount of time, you like, you know what? I'm finally okay to be by myself, and I'm ready to move on from this.
I'm not there yet, to be honest.
So, what would be your advice
Yeah.
to get there?
But I'm enjoying this time. I don't want to date. I've turned many
right.
dates down. I don't want to.
I'm in my single phase too.
Yeah, I'm not dating. I don't want to because I'm really enjoying this time by myself.
You're fantastic.
Thank you. It's a choice. You know, I feel that in time I will eventually want to, but in this time I'm really enjoying my house, all my space, my time. I don't have to, you know, my phone. I don't never get that text of when are you gonna be home? You know,
I don't
love
miss
it.
that.
I love it.
I don't miss
I
that.
love this
My
time.
dogs and
Yeah,
my
that's-
cats.
that's
my
enough.
pussy, the only
Exactly.
pussy I want. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't want someone telling me what the fuck to do.
Oh,
And
no
a
one can
lot
tell
of
me.
time, you know, we both me and Phil and Midi, we're all like we're evolving. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We're in a change of life, you know?
There's shifts. And by the way, anyone at home, we just went through a year of the snake, which was all about
We're
like
still there.
shedding. No, we
Right.
actually we're in the year of the horse, the
Oh,
fire
yeah,
horse.
right. That was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Last
So
fizzy
now we're
Right.
firework.
galloping.
And now we're up in that Aries energy,
Mhm.
bitches. My fucking sign. Hey now, it's Lizzie Slay. But this year is about like going for what the hell you want.
Yeah.
And you know, we're talking about relationships and stuff. So what would you give her for advice as to wanting to be loved again or something, you know?
Yeah, I do want that. I do want that in my life. I was married for a very long time,
Yeah.
but I want to be adored. I want to be cherished. I want to be loved like fully. I
About
love
8
that way.
minutes to fill
Yeah.
my face.
I'm doing it. I can do it in about one, baby.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that I would like to know, what would you recommend for me? I mean,
It's very important. So for me, it's like I always say we all know what we want.
yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
and it's being communicative of what we want when you meet somebody. Personally, I'm going through one of those phases right now. Like I do want to date and I want to find my Lizzie licking lover.
Hey now.
But it's so hard in the dating world. But I'm very honest and I always tell people I'm very conscious of who I give my time to and what we're
Yes.
going to do with that time. So you obviously have to put yourself out there
Yeah.
if you want the love. So without
Right.
putting yourself out
And see,
there,
that's the thing. I'm not
yes,
putting myself
you're not
out there.
ready
I don't
there.
want to. I don't
Yes.
want to. But
And
I will
to get
be.
there will only take time, and you're the only one that can determine
Mm-hmm.
how long it's going to take you to get to that point. But in meeting somebody, it's just all about being honest, very open on what you want, setting the boundaries. I think that's something I've learned is setting the boundaries way early in the relationship rather than waiting for all the red flags and everything to happen before you start speaking your mind. Because you can't teach old dog new tricks.
Amen.
To you allowing them to do certain things. That is where it's like then when you come in and you make the change, that's when they're like, oh,
Right. And
You are
that's the
changed.
thing.
And
It's
this is what's going to be beautiful. And if anyone is really needing this relationship advice, make sure to tune into the Phil Square.
I'm hello, the lights turn gold. Temper that beat till you lose control. Psychic Stallone on the microphone. Spirit in the mix, yeah, we're